we're in a tough spot. It's a very, very divided world, and those on I guess you'd call it the left side. I just call it the sensible side. Is we're sitting there watching this nonsense happen, and people like Sean Spicer come out and talk about it like we're kindergartners, and covering for this president is like putting makeup on a melanoma.
Spend your whole life imagining ghosts, worrying about the pathway to the future, but all there will ever be is what's happening here, and the decisions we make in this moment, which are based in either love or fear.
And of course, there's a moment when one of the characters loses a very important show. And I lost the Tonight Show one time. When I came down to LA, I was slated to go on at the Tonight Show, and I had a bad set at the Improv playing around. And the next day, they told me I'd lost the show, which was, curtains for anybody at that time, pretty much. But I have this weird fail-safe thing that kicks in for me, and I go, well, there's a side window.
How's it going? Good.
I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
I just wanted to see what would happen if you stayed until they got tired.
They say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
So many of us choose our path out of fear disguised as practicality. What we really want seems impossibly out of reach and ridiculous to expect, so we never dare to ask the universe for it. I'm saying I'm the proof that you can ask the universe for it.
Usually people sit down during the biggest part of the applause.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So I thought I would see what that's like, that
space. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant, and when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
At the edge of the envelope with the blue devil. It's uncomfortable.
It is.
Lovely, though.
Yeah, but
so much.
but worth exploring.
Yeah,
well, have a seat here, Jim. How you doing?
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry, you're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now.
Do you feel like you're separated from the rest of the world and what's going on?
No, not separated at all. In fact, it's the exact opposite. Don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey is a great character, and I was lucky to get the part.
Even last night in my suite, when I was trying to sleep, there were all these sounds and stuff, and then suddenly out of the blackness came Lester B. Pearson, and he said, "What are you doing here?" No.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself.
I used to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a guy.
I'm dying up here. Yeah, it's about the comedy clubs in the 70s, and it's where I was born, where my avatar was born anyway. And it's been picked up for a second season, so I'm really happy about it. And I started out at Yuck Yucks in Toronto. And also, at that time, there was a lot of people going, "What are you doing here?" You're too good, man. Go.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't
that an
get dressed
accident?
up. I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
You know, cohesive. There's something different about me, and it's that damn beard. And wherever I show up, it becomes this story, you know?
Right.
It's a bigger star than me at this point.
Mm-hmm. And is that good?
It has its own Twitter.
It does?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Thank God it likes me.
Movement, and where he was saying things like, oh, they're good at washing the pots and making, cooking and cleaning and all that stuff. And it was completely a goof. It was completely him, saying no matter what we take seriously, it doesn't matter.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
the thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of this
the
is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just weird. And I always say it's the question is not why are you growing a beard. The question is why am I growing a beard and still shaving my balls?
Thought I had become Andy Kaufman, but there was no me actually at the end of it all. I realized that there was, that this character was making choices to play a character. And, so that's what kind of happened, and that's what Chris found in this interview and in this footage, that there was actually a existential, not a crisis, but a discovery going on,
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh.
And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. No, you. It's all you. It's all, come on.
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
That was a great bit.
That was a great bit.
That was weird.
Oh my God.
That was...
Thanks for the memory.
Yeah.
It's like one soul. That's how I feel. I feel like, people say, well, I have a soul. You don't have a soul. There's no you, but I feel like there is a soul, and it includes everything.
Yeah.
And when you wake up in the morning and you feel like I'm the universe, you don't have to reach for the stars. You can just let life happen.
Yeah.
And walk through the doors.
That was a great old-fashioned cameo right
like
there.
Each other.
We
Yeah.
do. We do.
Hi.
We'll have to wrap that, sorry.
Thanks very much.
I'm sorry, you've run out of time.
Well, listen, you've made me very happy, so thank you for your time today, man.
No, actually, I didn't make you happy.
All right. I don't know who
you're not
you've
here.
made happy, but
No.
there's a happy feeling
You're just
here.
a cluster of tetrahedrons.
Still trying to figure this
But a
all
pleasant
out, man.
one. Pleasant one.
We'll get there eventually.
Nice to see
Thanks.
you.
Nice to see you too.
It's an amazing thing. I don't know exactly what's happened. I've gotten very popular, but it's nice to know your roots, and it's nice to know what happened.
Yeah, sure.
And I really think it's responsible. What's responsible for this whole thing is my subliminal motivation tapes.
You guys are our first group today. Good morning.
First group?
Of the day.
Oh, yeah?
Bringing
How
the
many
good
groups
energy.
are you going to have?
A lot.
Really?
Today. There's a lot of movies here.
Clooney and his goons coming in here?
I had no money and no education. Now I have script approval and the power to green light a movie project. I can even throw a tantrum and lock myself in the trailer while the whole crew waits.
And sort of a look back at how that shaped events that went forward, and also a look back on Jim's career and Andy's career.
Kind of an interesting perspective on what came from losing yourself in a character and then realizing that you're a character has been playing you your whole life.
You know, I just want to warn people.
Could I see that?
Well, in a second, because I just want to, you know, I want to tell people that if you go to a newsstand and you read about me in these rags, you know, 90% of what you're reading is absolute garbage. It's total fabrication.
A lot of people think that, you know, I'm kind of going through something, but it's been my whole life, you know, and they go like, well, it's a reaction to depression. He's dealt with depression his whole life, and there's no hint of depression in my life whatsoever.
You know, check this. Jim Carrey is reported to be making $7 million a picture. I don't know where they got that number. I wouldn't even rehearse for less than 9.
Depression only happens when you don't accept what is, and when you're playing a character, you know, in life. So when I tried to go back and play Jim Carrey, I got depressed.
Of his competition, Carrey says, I hope they choke on their own vomit and leave the good scripts for me.
Ooh.
Die, die, die. Hurry up and die. Now, that was supposed to be off the record.
Yeah, what am I is the central question. You know, why am I here? What am I? You know, and this movie, it really has an odd way of opening up that door to at least the questioning of that.
You know, an opportunity to think beyond sort of the project.
Excuse me for a second.
Danny?
Career, when I was first aware of you, back in Los Angeles, you were an impressionist.
Yes,
from Canada. You're
I did
Canadian,
a lot of
right?
impressions, yeah. It actually started out with just voices that I'd hear at night.
Oh, I see.
I just want to see this a different
You
way.
feel like
I
you're
want to
being
be a
watched.
voyeur on this one.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything, I think.
Liar!
Yeah, it's nothing but lies.
Just voices would come to me, and I think it was my conscience. You know, so a lot of people have, you know, the little whispery voice that comes into their head and says, I think you might be taking yourself a little too seriously. But my conscience is like Broderick Crawford in Born Yesterday. Who do you think I'm fun of? Who do you think I'm fooling? Who do you think I'm fooling? No place you can run, no place you can hide, if you make arrangements. Shut up!